Amazing baseball weather continues in D.C. The Mets in town. Game 2 of this 4-game set. It's Gio and Robert Gesellman today. Racing Presidents on hand out on the concourse, and we are hoping to witness another great performance by our left-hander. You know, the pundits, the writers, the broadcasters, they all talk about who's in the Cy Young race. Ultimately, it's up to the players themselves, and Gio has put himself in that conversation.
Yeah, why not talk about it? The year he's had has been fantastic. The ERA, the way he's pitched around adversity this year, his record could very easily be 15-5, maybe even 16-5 with a little bit of luck. But you look at the opponent's average. Max Scherzer banged up this year. He's still got, I think, the best chance. Clayton Kershaw, he's still banged up. And when you talk about what Gio's done this year with runners in scoring position, a 121 average against, that leads Major League Baseball. Just 13 hits against Gio with runners in scoring position all year.
So here's the repertoire and what opponents are hitting per pitch, and the numbers are so impressive across the board.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the curveball in the next segment. Some really cool stuff about Gio, how he's used it more and how effective it's been.
Uncle Charlie has been a big member of the baseball family for many decades, even centuries. That's the curveball we're talking about. And why is Gio's so hard to hit? FP has some thoughts. We got some research, numbers, you name it. It's the Nats and the Mets, and pitching takes center stage in a moment. PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Gonna have a big crowd here today. They're still coming down en masse. Down Half Street, had a great house last night, over 34,000.
Dude.
So today it's game 2 and Gio on center stage. A moment ago we showed you what guys are hitting against his repertoire, and here's the average velocity on his pitches.
I'm just going to kind of take you down curveball lane right here and tell you why I think Gio's been so successful this year. He's thrown his curveball again, 24.8%, the highest rate he's thrown it since 2016, where he threw it 19%, 15, 18%, and 14, just 16%. So curveball percentage up, and it's been a good one. And this is why it's good. Check out the RPMs on the curveball, 27.19. Major League average is 23.99. So look where this thing starts. StatCast powered by AWS, and looks where it finishes. It's the 3rd highest revolutions per minute in the big leagues. And now look at the location of the curveball. When Gio needs a ground ball, he throws that curveball. He's been doing a nice job of keeping it down, but we just showed you how high it starts, but look where it ends up the majority of the time. And look at the results, 71% almost ground balls on his curveball this year. It's hard to get underneath that thing and elevate it, so you just pound it right in the ground. And check this one out. 72 batted balls on the curveball, just 16 hits, 2 doubles, so 18 hits on the curveball. Opponents are 18 for 120 on that curveball. He's thrown 655 of them this year, and they're hitting 150 against that pitch. So a lot of good stuff on Gio's curveball, and he's going to try to keep throwing that thing right here, right now against the Mets.
26 start of the year for Gio. He is 3rd in ERA, 3rd in opponent's batting average, 6th in innings pitched, and he's not that far out of the top 10 in strikeouts either. So hope you enjoyed a little added pregame prep there. Fox is here today. He's going side by side with us, so we had a little extra time to get ready for this one. The Mets are 13th in batting average, 9th in runs, tied with Milwaukee 1st in home runs, and Juan Lagares is Gio's guy to stop. 15 for 40 career, a homer, 4 RBIs. Gio has struck him out 7 times. Asdrubal Cabrera has 7 career hits against Gio, but there are a bunch of Mets who he has dominated over the years, and he's 13-5 career against New York. 78 at game time. Partly cloudy, quite pleasant. Perfect conditions for the fans here. Jose Reyes is off the DL, and he's leading off.
Play ball.
And he was batting well when he got hurt. You remember that from the last time we faced these guys. Run away at 406. Reyes was hitting 285 over 40 games when he got hurt. 223 overall this year. There's the hook. Reyes 2 career homers against Gio, 6 for 16.
Yeah, he didn't allow an earned run last start on the 20th at San Diego. 4-1 Nats win. Pitched around some adversity, an error in the first, a lost fly ball in the sun in the second.
And a tapper to the left side, handled by Anthony Rendon. Adam Lind over into foul ground to grab that throw.
The defense for the Nats today behind Gio, Kendrick, Taylor, Stevenson, the outfield, DIFO, Rendon, left side, Sanchez, Lynn, right side, Matt Wieters back behind the dish. Yeah, I think that's been the #1 reason outside of all the stuff we just showed you why Gio's been successful this year is how relaxed he is, pitching around an error, pitching around a lost ball in the sun, pitching around a bad call, things that used to kind of irk him. The wheels would come off in the past. You haven't seen that this year.
Yeah, now if the guy makes an error behind him, he's like, hey, I got you. We'll take care of this.
Picking up his teammates.
Juan Lagares, 8 for his last 38. And maybe a telling sign here. First 2 hitters. Gio's already thrown 2 curveballs for called strikes. 0-2 now. Then he shows him the fastball at 90. 19-year veteran, the crew chief Bill Welke has the plate. Andy Fletcher, Alan Porter, Nick Lentz, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And Lagares will chop that one off his foot. In the season series, the Mets drew even with the Nats in this ballpark last night, 3-3. It's interesting how the Nats have dominated at Citi Field the last few years. 6 out of 7 this season. And in the air to right, Andrew Stevenson on his way. That'll bring in Asdrubal Cabrera. Nats at home, 35-26, 17 over on the road. Early game notes for you. Gio, 22 career starts against the Mets. Almost threw a no-hitter against them at Citi Field a couple of years ago. WILMER Difo is hot, and over his last 43 games, hitting .333. So the Nats 46-41 here since the opening of Nationals Park in 08. I love Dusty's answer yesterday. One of the reporters asked him, you're 41-24 on the road. What does that say about your ball club? Maybe fishing for a good answer on that one. Dusty said it means we've got to play better at home. He wasn't happy with being 10 over at home.
Means we're good on the road. Next.
Yeah. That's a manager. He'll look at things a little differently than the rest of us and know what needs to be taken care of. As Drupal Cabrera, 347 right-handed this year. 5th highest batting average against lefties in the National League.
I always thought teams that were the closest played better on the road because you generally like each other's company. When you hang out off the field, you know, you get to the clubhouse early. You're on the bus. You're on the plane. You're doing things together. And you say, well, don't they all like each other? There's teams that, you know. The old saying with the Dodgers back in the day was 25 cabs after the game.
There's a walk on a 3-1 pitch.
So if you like your teammates and you like hanging out, that translates, I think, over 6 months or 3 months on the road.
Yeah, the equivalent of half the season. Here's WILMER Flores, 2 for 20 career against Gio. Back in the lineup today with a left-hander starting against the Mets, and he's playing first base. He can play all over. And that one in the dirt gets away from Matt WIETERS, advancing Cabrera to scoring position. So on the wild pitch, Flores a chance with a base hit to drive in his 43rd run. Bright sunshine suddenly. On the changeup, he had WILMER Flores' feet all over the place. DIFO at short to pull. Not that much room between WILMER and Rendon. Sanchez up the middle. Daniel Murphy the day off. We're told Ryan Zimmerman could pinch hit later if necessary.
Have you ever heard that they can't pinch hit? To give the other manager the advantage to know that he's unusable.
And then he might make a miracle appearance.
Yeah, I mean, no, you never say the guy's not available. Why would you give the other manager that option to think that there's no way he's going to play? That guy's available. He needs a day off. He looks like he's dragging a little bit.
2-2, and that ball barely fouled. That was another changeup by Gio.
You talk about guys in late August too, Carp. It's the guys that get on base every night that need the days off. And that guy's on base more than most, so it's understandable that he could use a breather.
The very thoughtful Daniel Murphy in the dugout. 2-2. Up the middle. Here comes Taylor. Here comes Cabrera. The throw is a good one, and he's got him by plenty. Even with 2 outs, Michael A. Taylor throws out a base runner from center field.
Only the 14th hit with runners in scoring position off Gio Gonzalez all year. And his average actually goes down now as Michael Taylor throws him out. Check that. That run doesn't count. Look at the throw right on the armpit. Nicely done. Michael A. Taylor is just playing gold glove defense in center field this year. There's no other way to put it. He threw one last night that was 99 miles an hour. Matt Wieters barely tagged him. Did you see that? Let's StatCast this one again for you. What was this one? Look at him charging it hard and then letting it eat. 97.5 miles an hour on the throw for Michael A. Taylor, and that's how this one starts. An exciting play at home plate. Tagged him right in the pit.
Yeah, not that close. Assist number 6 for Michael A. this year.
Favorite part was Bill Welke tagging himself in the armpit and then making the call at home.
Here's Robert Gesellman against the Nats. For the second time this year, Nats beat him 8-3 in New York June 15th. He's won 1 career, 3 starts against Washington. And Howie Kendrick can't get to that one under his hands, 0-2.
See the numbers on Gesellman. 6 1/3, no decision last start, 21st at Arizona. 6'4", 200 pounds, 23 years old. Fastball averaging 93 miles an hour through 94 pitches his last start.
Career 9-7, 4.5 ERA in 23 starts. Howie Kendrick faces him for the first time. Did he stop? He did. On the appeal to Andy Fletcher. You know, Howie almost won the game or tied it for the Nats last night. Hit a laser to right field, unfortunately for him, right at Brandon Nimmo for the second out of that exciting 9th inning. .316 is a Nat in 23 ball games. Right near the bag. Long throw from the corner by Asdrubal Cabrera for the first down. DIFO, Rendon to follow. Lind, Wieters, Taylor in the middle. Stevenson, Sanchez. Adam Lind, 7th Washington National to get into double figures in home runs this year. Goodwin, Harper, Murphy, Rendon, Taylor, Zimmerman, and now Adam Lind. He's hit 7 of those as a starter. And here's Wilmer Difo, who has hit safely in 16 of his last 19 ball games. Chopper, right side, and the race is on. Gesellman drops it on the underhand from WILMER FLORES. Speed puts on the pressure, and the Mets don't execute.
What you got? Hit? Error?
To me, that's an error because he was clearly going to beat him to the bag. A little behind him on the throw.
Was he going to beat him to the bag, though? Check this out. Yeah, would have. Is that ordinary effort? Is that a routine play? I ask you, official scorekeeper. Not looking the ball in the glove, was he? He was trying to find the base and thought he knew where the ball was going to be.
There's an error on the board. They're going to give it to Gesellman for not catching it.
I think that's right.
Here's Anthony Rendon in the 3-hole today with Zimmerman and Murphy on the bench. Anthony 3 for 7 career, 2 RBIs against Robert Gesellman. And with Wilmer taking a rather short lead, ball 1. A lot of room created over there with Flores holding him. Outfield around to the right a bit. And so he's going to go left field. and hit that ball beyond Brandon NIMMO. WILMER DIFO is going to be held by Bob Henley. He didn't know the shortstop was going to drop the relay. With one out, the Nats have runners at second and third.
Boy, I thought as soon as that guy by Brandon NIMMO, WILMER was going to score easily. 30-second double for Tony Two Bags. There goes the no-hitter. Check that box. And I thought maybe there goes the shutout. And when he took that route right there, I'm thinking, oh, that's a run. But he got it in quick. Throw bobbled. And how did Bob Henley not know that was going to happen?
Here's Adam Lind. He also knew who was on deck. This is Lind's first time facing Gesellman. And the ball in the dirt. Here comes DIFO. And the throw's behind him. Rendon will stop at third. And the Nats are on the board. Bit of a sloppy first inning for the Mets.
Tell you what, I mean, right now, the way this roster is configured, WILMER DIFO is the most exciting guy in this ball club. I mean, that ball didn't go far, right?
Nope.
I mean, pretty good effort by PLAWECKIC right there to get it back, but hey, usually it has to kick further than that for a run to score. WILMER on his toes, 1-0. Nicely done.
Two and 0 now to Lind. 32 RBIs in 47 previous starts. 43 overall on the year.
So Dusty's telling WILMER, don't shut it down at the base. You see the ball still out there, even though the third base coach stops you. When you round the base, just keep shuffling, and you see that ball get loose, then you break for home. He's telling them don't give up on the play, just in case the shortstop doesn't pick up the throw.
Adam Lind not biting. It's 3-1.
So
that is more than reliable.
Tell me there's a chance.
That one gets by the pitcher. Throws coming home. Safe is Rendon. The rookie shortstop Rosario taking a shot. Anthony Rendon got around the tag.
Amazing what a little sleep can do for you, huh? Nats coming out playing with their hair on fire today. Look at the slide by Anthony Rendon. Great read. What you didn't see is him kind of creeping down the line. Watch right here. And the momentum just keeps going to home. He didn't stop. I mean, that's the contact play to perfection. When you get your secondary lead, if you stop your momentum and start again, you're out at home. Anthony Rendon just rolled right through that, saw the ball down, kept going. That was nice.
There's Matt WIETERS, still only one out. Lind at first. Last 10 ball games, the Nats have not had 10 hits. Single-digit hits every time, but they're 6-4 because they've got great pitching. They're playing some small ball here and there to take the opportunities as they come, just like this first inning. Oh, 2 now to Matt. And fooled by that pitch. Down for the second out.
Well, you might have already seen the whole defense. The ball's been all over the place so far. You saw Brandon NIMMO in left, Lagares in center, Travis Tyrone in right. That's how you say that. Rosario Cabrera left side, Reyes Flores right side, and Kevin PLAWECKIC behind the plate.
Yeah, speaking of defense, look who's stepping in. Michael A. Taylor 1 for 3 career against Gesellman with a home run, 2 RBIs. Look at the outfield. Sense how they're going to pitch him. Center fielder Lagares a good 20 feet toward the right center gap. And on the pitch away, it's 1-1.
More exciting, the throw home by Michael A. Taylor or Wilmer DIFO scoring on a wild pitch that scored it about 10 feet away? Probably the throw, right?
Two one. And a good take on a fastball under his gloves. 3-2.
And thinking about that throw again along the lines of that double play that was turned in Houston back in the day, Matt Wieters would have got blown up right there, and who knows if he hangs on to that because he was exposed. Now you're facing the throw, the runner's coming kind of from the blind side a little bit right there. That could have been interesting.
Taylor with a line drive, clean hit to left. So the Nats will extend this inning beyond 24 pitches for Robert Gesellman.
Good at bat, nicely done. 6th pitch looked like maybe a changeup up. Just a short, compact swing, roll the wrist, base knock.
And so Dan Warthen to the mound, the Mets' longtime pitching coach. Long innings for both pitchers. Gio, with help from his center fielder, put up a 0. And now here's Andrew Stevenson, the 7th Nat to bat in the inning. Batted leadoff last night. He went 1 for 5 with a double, but 2 of his at-bats took good defensive plays to take hits away from him.
And maybe learned a valuable lesson for a young player last night, that with a tie and run on in the bottom of the 9th, you can't take a called 3rd strike. Remember the first time I did that, I had my AAA manager Jim Tracy chew me out after the game. He said, how can you tie the game if you don't swing?
Fire one off no matter what it takes, huh? Way outside, 2-0. Still looking for his first major league RBI. He has 8 hits.
Donnie and Mikey T rolling on the bases. Mikey T a little faster than Donnie.
Donnie has a little closer to get to home than Mikey on a gapper. It could be close. But it's 3-0, so Stevenson now with Sanchez on deck. Big gap right center. Taking all the way anyway, and it's not even close. Bases loaded. So Gesellman has made an error, thrown a wild pitch, and now walked a man in a very long first inning. Adrian Sanchez's at-bats lately have been well spaced out, but he is 10 for his last 24. 277 overall. 4 big league RBIs. Way inside, Gesellman on his fastball. Not very close right now. One of umpires between the dugouts not happy with that one.
Well, I like that they're paying attention. That's nice. And that is generous. So they were right. You find the gap right here, you go first round knockout. Which
maybe not the only one today or tonight.
Which may or may not happen later on.
The economy of Las Vegas hanging in the balance right now.
It's so true. McGregor wins, Vegas goes broke.
1-2. Way inside.
Vegas will never go broke because of guys like me. They're all right.
This is a crucial pitch here at Gesellman. This thing goes to 3-2. He's really in a hot spot. Outfield around to the right for this right-handed batter. Sanchez, base hit to left. Taylor following home. Lind. The Nationals lead 4-0. Sanchez, 11 for his last 25.
El Chamo with the big 2-out knock. Leg kick, foot down early. Little extension. Did you see the huge lead by Michael A. Taylor? That was an easy send for Bob Henley on a bullet to left. Normally that's a tough one, even with a guy with good wheels, but Michael A. Taylor was halfway to third on the clutch 2-out knock from Adrian Sanchez.
This inning may not be over yet. Gio had an RBI single in the 4th inning at New York against Gesellman on June 15th. He's going to chop one to the left side in the first pitch, as Drupal Cabrera knows he has plenty of time. Big inning for the Nats. There was an error after 1 out, so there'll be a bunch of unearned runs here. They're all on the board, though.
Second inning of work, and we've talked about Gio throwing that changeup at a higher rate this year than he has at any point in his career. And I asked Dusty Baker earlier on today how that affects things from a hitter's perspective when you're working in that changeup so effectively. And he talked about Gio's repertoire, saying that the two-seamer has movement to one side of the plate. The four-seam fastball can dive in on a hitter's hands. And then you've got the curveball, which works downward. You have the changeup as well, which can move to another side. And then it really opens up the entire plate that a hitter needs to worry about. And another factor, he said, is that with Gio's curveball in the past at times, when he would bounce it and not be able to throw it for a strike, hitters could rule that pitch out and kind of just sit on Gio's fastball. But now with the changeup, they have to respect that curveball more, knowing that Gio's got a full assortment of weapons at his disposal, guys.
All right, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. So Gio, a 4-run lead with which to work, takes on the rookie Ahmed Rosario, the shortstop. To short, DIFO gets rid of it in a hurry, and he had to. 1 out. That's Gio's second ground ball out. Each leadoff man to the left side of the infield. Next up is the catcher, Kevin Plawecki.
Rosario can run.
He was impressive getting down that line. All 4 of those runs were unearned. The Nats opportunistic and some good 2-out hitting. Taylor and Sanchez. And now with this 4:06 starting time, the shadows from the third base grandstand and the light towers already encroaching upon the infield.
Encroaching, good word.
It happens in football and it happens here.
Well, we've talked about it before. The only thing that shadows can do is creep, but now they can encroach. So that's another thing shadows can do. I'm in. I like it.
They're quite versatile, shadows.
Look at them encroaching on the left fielder, Howie Kendrick.
Sometimes the shadow knows things we don't know. Plawecki, since his recall, 4 for 11. '26-year-old from Carmel, Indiana. Former first rounder back in 2012.
Pitched here.
Purdue.
He pitched here at Nats Park this year, remember?
He did. Once considered the Mets' #2 prospect. Well, that changeup's been very good so far.
Anthony Rendon got his 6th hit of the day and his 3rd home run off the guy in the batter's box right now.
Not the first time a Nats done damage against a Mets catcher pitching.
Yeah.
And Desmond got Travis d'Arnaud a couple of years ago in New York, right?
It might have been a record.
Oh, Anthony Rucker. Yeah, I think you're right. In the air, left side, Wilmer Difo.
All right, Tuesday, August 29th. We got ours today, by the way. They are really cool. The Bryce Harper starting lineup action figure that's presented by SAIC. First 25,000 fans, 705 Marlins in town. It's Bryce in his white uni, making a running catch. Got the high stirrups going. So visit nationals.com today to get your Bryce Harper starting lineup action figure. It is cool.
Not a bobblehead, old school action figure. Took me right back to my youth as soon as I saw that.
Glove's a tad small. It's got like a second baseman's glove, but other than that, it's pretty good.
So here is the 28-year-old rookie, Travis Tyrone. He's from La Mesa, California. 7 years in the minor leagues, and he had big numbers this year. 25 and 78 with AAA Las Vegas. Gets the call up today. Yoenis Cespedes on the DL. They had put Michael Conforto on yesterday. So the Mets have had a whole lot of changes. Again. 2-1 pitch. It's the Wilmer Difo inning. Gio and Wilmer. 2 grounders and a pop-up. And so Gio proving to be a good front runner early.
one. Look forward to Miller time later in the ballgame. That's brought to you by Miller Lite.
34 pitches, 19 strikes. First inning, Robert Gesellman.
Commemorate the inaugural Players Weekend at MLBshop.com with limited edition Nats jerseys and tees featuring players who pick their own nickname. Wear the gear the players will wear on the field next weekend. Available while supplies last at MLBshop.com.
Howie Kendrick, ground ball to third, first time up. Umpire waving his arms and pointing to center field for something. Not sure what. Now ready to roll. And a good pitch to the outside edge.
Howie's not playing the nickname game. Like, I just hit, okay? I get in the batter's box and I rake. I don't need a nickname.
Everybody knows who Howie is.
That's right.
Front door on the breaking ball. That's a good one by Gesellman. 1-2 here.
Yep. Kendrick. You know, if you get to a team late in a trade and they've, you know, you filled out your form for the jerseys months ago. But he filled out that form in Philly too, didn't he? Probably.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Maybe it was something that had to do with Philly, like Yo Adrian or something.
2-2, way outside. Way inside again. Gesellman, almost every fastball he throws is missing badly to the catcher's mid side of home plate. So that's his second walk. Way ahead in the count, lost Howie Kendrick.
Yeah, he's flying open and his arm is trailing. And how you get that release point back generally with the fastball is by throwing some off speed to get you back out in front. See if they decide to do that here.
Wilmer DIFO, his grounder, started the madness for the Mets in the first inning. He's going to pop this one up, and it'll get out of play. Howie Kendrick on that pitch took about a 3 or 4 step head start towards second before putting on the brakes.
I'd say with that guy in the Geo jersey had a beat on that pop up the whole way.
Good range.
Good range. Well scouted. Oh, give it to a kid. Love it. Nicely done.
That little guy with a Mets jersey will forever consider Nats Park a friendly place. This one is into center field. Howie Kendrick into second base as Wilmer DIFO sneaks one onto the grass. 2 on, nobody out.
Water bottle clap from Daniel Murphy. Murph likes it because it was over the infield and not on the ground. And Wilmer kind of muscles this out there. And watch Rosario with, I mean, that he almost caught that from where we're sitting. That's a pretty good effort. And then Murph loves it. Hit it in the air, Wilmer. No grounders.
Just enough launch angle for his 17th game hitting safely out of his last 20. Here's Anthony Rendon, who rocked that double down into the left field corner first time that got that inning going after DIFO reached on the error. Close, ball 1. Nationals 292. Rendon 359. There again, there's the fastball missed to that side.
I think that average with runners in scoring position may be the most important postseason stat. You know, which team gets the clutch knock? Because you're facing the best pitchers in baseball, right? On teams that have won their division or playoff teams, obviously. So the teams that come through in the clutch usually advance.
Yeah.
It sounds obvious, but you know, it's not an easy thing to do, especially when you have the weird start times with shadows and you're facing Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, late afternoon, just like we have coming here when hits are at such a premium.
Postseason sweatshirt.
3-0 now, and Gesellman consistently falling behind here.
Normal sweatshirt, I'm told.
And Rendon, right side, is coming back a bit, but out of play.
That's the only thing I don't like about the postseason is weird start times where you've worked 6 months to get there and you got to hit in the shadows against the best pitchers. Check this out. Deep inside the numbers. This means WAR. That's 22.3 WAR that you're looking at right there.
It's an attempt to summarize a player's total contribution to his team with one stat. A lot of things rolled together in that.
Wins above replacement.
Yep. 3-2. Runners moving with nobody out. Dusty feeling good about the guy in the batter's box. Why shouldn't he?
So how many games is that player better than the guy on the bench or the guy in AAA that would take his job if he was hurt? And you just crunch a bunch of numbers in there. The way some do it, they reward you for walks more as a hitter, so that's why Anthony Rendon's WAR is so high, because he walks a lot. The walks to strikeouts thing.
8th in the league with 68. Crowd starting to make some noise for some more runs here. Runners holding this time. And Rendon, a fair ball right near the bag, making it a nice double play possibility for Cabrera. 2 outs. That's the best possible thing for Gesellman, the way this inning was unfolding. And with 2 outs, it'll be up to Adam Lind with a runner in scoring position. Hammers one to right. Here comes DIFO again. The Nationals lead 5-0. Adam Lind, 45 RBIs, 33 as a starter in 48 games.
I mean, where would the Nats be without this guy? Did they have an award in baseball for the best? I don't want to say bench guy because he's played so much this year, but not everyday player. Unbelievable the way he barrels up baseballs on a consistent basis. 2 last night, a home run his last at bat, and then there's an RBI single scoring his buddy.
There's Matt WIETERS, who struck out first time. The Nats have Robert Gesellman over 50 pitches, and he's registered 5 outs. Six. Right to Flores, and the inning is over. But again, that's 3 runs driven in today with 2 out hits by the Nats, who lead by 5.
peanut shells on the ground, but don't eat the shells, meat. Loving the shirt. Stanton's coming to town. Not Mike, Giancarlo. Remember when he was Mike?
Yeah.
That sounds so weird to say Mike Stanton now. Marlins coming into town. 28th through the 30th, 705, 705, 405. Mark it down. For ticket, visit nationals.com.
Especially when we saw former Nat Mike Stanton doing some broadcasting in Houston.
Yeah.
While we were there. So, top of the third. Gio has a lot of support today. 34 pitches, 20 strikes through 2 innings. Brandon Nimmo, Robert Gesellman, and Jose Reyes here, top 3.
He's
on the edge.
Stan was talking about the pitcher, talking about his first appearance as a Nat. When he came in with a runner on third, game on the line, first and third, threw over to first, and they called a balk. So before he ever threw a pitch as a Washington National, that was his first time, he balked home the winning run.
I remember that.
And then he said he was all ticked off because he just got released from the Yankees or something, and you know his baseball life was in turmoil, and he just let the umps have it. I don't know. I didn't see it, but it was a great story the way he told it.
Curveball outside.
He said the most ironic thing was Bob Davidson was the home plate umpire, and he didn't even call it.
Balking Bob, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, Mike was really good for the Nats for a couple of years. There's a ball popping out of Matt Wieters' mitt, and the count is 2-2 on Nimmo, who has hit safely 7 of his last 9 games since his recall from Vegas. Facing Gio for the first time. And then he throws the fastball by him. First K of the day for the Nats lefty. 151st of the year.
I mean, is it just too simple to say that Gio looks like he's playing catch now when he goes out there? I mean, he's so relaxed. And I feel like it's worth pointing out every single time now that he's just playing catch with Matt Wieters. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of max effort going on here.
Yeah.
Ground balls, strikes.
DIFO playing catch with Lind. 2 down. Top of the order with the bases empty. Jose Reyes, first time through the lineup. The Mets go 1 for 8 with a walk, and that hitter who walked Cabrera gunned out at home by Michael A. Taylor. So the Nats starting pitchers, opponents batting average, strikeouts, opponents on base percentage and slugging, and the ERA right in there. Last night was the 13th time in the last 15 games that a Nat starter went 6. A.J. Cole got to that level.
The stat I like the most today, like looking over the notes, Gio's has an 0.33 ERA with a 156 average against the last 4 starts. 0.33.
And over those 4 starts, he's gone 8, 7, 6, and 6 2/3. Gio's gone 6 innings or more, 21 of his 25 starts. He's gone 7 or more 9 times. And that, we talked about this last time out. Dusty pushed him to extend things a little bit. He was able to do that with 6 2/3 at San Diego.
Yeah, 121 pitches. Does Dusty pull back on him today with the lead?
Good question.
Hey, you gave me an extra inning last time. Just give me 6 today. We're good. Call it even.
Although I'm sure Maddox and Mr. Baker would like Gio to pitch a bunch of innings today with a doubleheader looming tomorrow. 3-2 and a tapper.
They did give him that extra day's rest. So we'll see.
Curveball, and Reyes way out ahead of it, not missing by much. His third career home run against Gio Gonzalez.
This is closer than I thought because Reyes didn't run, but he was probably looking. That line you saw is for when the ball hits on the warning track and bounces up so they can rule it a double or not.
Reyes hits this one well out to the gap. Into second base he will pull with the Mets' second hit. We mentioned Jose Reyes was swinging the bat well, had a good series against the Nats. The last time we saw him before he got hurt with that left rib cage injury. So he's 1 for 2 today, and Lagares is next. Kind of strange. Reyes and Cabrera so much better from the right side of the plate this year than the left. Fewer at bats and their batting average is considerably higher from that side. Asdrubal is next if the inning continues. Lagares a fly ball to Andrew Stevenson in right, first time up. That ball hammered to left. Reyes scores easily. Everybody pointing to second base. So Howie Kendrick throws it, and the Mets are on the board after 2 outs.
A little 2-out noise for the Metropolitans. A fastball in, just turn the fan on, easy send. Mets on the board.
RBI number 10 for Juan Lagares. He broke an 8 for 39 with that base hit. So here's Asdrubal, who walked his first time. Went to second on a wild pitch and tried to go home until Taylor nailed him. .74 on the curveball, 1-2.
You just saw his dribble kind of walk toward Gio and swing the bat in frustration. Like, how am I supposed to stay back on that? 74 miles an hour, and it kind of wrapped around the plate.
There's another one, and Asdrubal way out ahead of it. Challenge fastball, and he popped it up to the right side. Long run for Sanchez. Fair ball. He's there. Gio gives up a pair of 2-out hits, and after 2.5, the Nats 5-1.
over their division rivals. Andrew Stevenson's gotten a bunch of playing time of late. And I asked him the other day when we were out in San Diego what he's noticed is the biggest difference between playing up here at the major league level compared to his time in the minor leagues. And he says that guys are smart up here, referring to pitchers and to catchers. He says they know how to take advantage of what you're struggling with lately, or even on that day alone. They make adjustments based on a specific pitch or a specific at-bat from that game, and they can adjust to that in that particular ball game. That ability to adjust, to exploit a weakness that they see, is the biggest difference that Stevenson says he spots from up here compared to the minors.
All right, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Stevenson on deck. Michael A. Taylor, the early offensive and defensive star of this game, in the box.
They can spot the weakness in the minor leagues, but being able to exploit it on a consistent basis is the difference.
Taylor is 2 for 2, and he has centered both of those babies to left field.
You know, if I know you can't hit a changeup down the way and I'm a double-A guy or maybe a triple-A guy, I can get it there once. But in the big leagues, they'll throw it there until you hit it. And until you show them you can hit it, they'll just keep throwing it. And I think the biggest adjustment for a young player is knowing what they're trying to do to you and having the ability and the wherewithal to make that adjustment. That's how you stay in the big leagues.
Stevenson walked first time up. Taylor had a bit of a walking lead, a little bit of a lean towards second. Michael A. 10 for 14 this year. And this one out to center, and Rosario goes back to get it. We saw him almost catch the one by DIFO last inning. And the rookie shortstop, who the Mets like a lot, taking a hit away.
Man, full extension right here from Ahmed Rosario. Watch this, kind of a false step there at first, but the makeup speed and the range by the young Mets shortstop over the shoulder. That's the one Omar Vizquel used to knock his hat off so the bill of his hat didn't get in the way.
The kid's 21 years of age, from Santo Domingo. Considered the Mets' #1 prospect right now. Sanchez steps in, a throw over. Adrian had that hit that really capped off that 4-run first inning. A 2-out, 2-run single to left. Twelve's the norm this year for good base runners. Michael A. holding, fastball in.
17 the norm for really bad base runners.
Or guys who want to be picked off.
20 the norm for getting sent down.
Michael A's got that front foot even with the cut of the grass. Holding again, close. Sanchez seeing it well, 2-0.
Clearly not in the box in a ball.
Off the hands and to the shortstop. Rosario Reyes. And a 6-4-3 handled by Flores on the backhand side, ending the third inning. So to the middle innings we go with the Nats on top, 5-1. Orioles baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Beautiful day. Traffic moving. It's better than that. 5-1 Nats as we go to the fourth. And they're here every day. We honor them. We are honored by their presence. Waving caps back and forth. It's our DynCorp International Troop Recognition. Brought to you by DynCorp International, where we serve today for a better tomorrow. Flores, Rosario, Plawecki for the Mets, top four. Gio 55 pitches, 34 strikes. Brings that breaking ball around to get the outside edge. WILMER Flores, base hit up the middle, first time up. Got that fastball low in the zone.
You know, we talked about Gio's last start in San Diego, the confidence the manager shows in him, and he doesn't have to look over his shoulder every time he walks a guy or gives up a hit like he did under Matt Williams. I think another thing he's learning as we watch him evolve is that he can live at 88, 89 and be successful.
Yeah.
And I think he had an adjustment period where, you know, when his fastball was down a tick, we had to get used to that, right? I mean, he was 94, 96 at times and popped that thing up there, you know. And then all of a sudden your fastball's in the low 90s, and how do you adjust to that from a mental standpoint? Hey, I can't blow guys away like I used to. That fastball letter high that you're not catching up to. How do I make it 94 without it being 94? And that's throwing the curveball for a strike and throwing the changeup for a strike.
Kind of like that guy we saw in Houston the other night. Dallas Keuchel won a Cy Young doing that. Gio's been a 20-game winner with the fastball up several years ago, but he has really become a great pitcher with the emphasis on the last word. So here's the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario. Ground ball to DIFO first time, and Gio outside 1-1. It's funny, you see a challenge fastball, the guy's late, you look up, it's 89.
Yeah. Hey, I talked to some of the Mets coaches, and they were talking about Ahmed Rosario, and they used the Jeter body comparison, and I'm watching his stance and I'm seeing it. Even the inside out swing going the other way. Not saying he's going to be Derek Jeter, but look at the stance.
Yeah.
And the swing.
Oh, that's a double play. Doesn't come any better for a first baseman than that. Flores, no chance to get back. 2 down.
If Adam Lynn shuffles off the base any further, that might be a double down the line. Was that going to stay fair? Looks like it. So not the way Gio was thinking about the double play, but he'll take it.
3 double plays in the game. The Nats first. Kevin Plawecki, the catcher, popped up to DIFO, first time up. Almost hit him, and it did. Grazed him on the way in. Gio Gonzalez, 6th batter he has hit or nicked this year. So here's the rookie, Travis TAIJERON.
Yeah, I saw his name today and I asked you how to say it. You told me and I wrote it in my scorecard, just how it sounds.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Hooked on phonics.
Because that does not look like Tyrone, so.
And the big league changeup got him there. 7 years in the minor leagues, 135 home runs, 479 RBIs. Not considered a very good defensive player, but a strong guy who can hit for power and drive in runs. 2-1. Making his major league debut today. Hot shot. DIFO stays with it. And Sanchez waiting at the bag. So the base hit erased by the double play. Mets have stranded 3, and Gio continues to use his defense. Percent or more in car insurance. It's about how long it took him to run this thing around more than half the ballpark. Teddy way out ahead, and he is done. A rough ride indeed. Visit geico.com, see how much you can save. What a finish. It's Abe by a beard.
Did Teddy get sick? It looked like he's about to get sick.
For Abe, his 19th of the year, tying George. Thomas Jefferson has 23. I tell you what, 78 degrees in August. If it was 95, that race of that length would not have been run.
Well, that's why you got to come out to the yard this weekend. You can't ask for better weather.
But I say baseball's a marathon, not a sprint. We just found that out again.
I like that. I think they should start doing the whole ballpark.
Not often the folks in left field get to see those heads go by.
Right.
So here's Gio. First pitch swinging, ground ball, ending the first inning. That was number 60 from Robert Gesellman, his 35th in the zone. Pardon me. That's his 35th in the zone. And if he hadn't thrown a strike, I had nowhere to go on that one.
That was a nice recovery.
1-1. Gio high in the air, right field. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, Rowdy Reed, AA. It's a name we've become enamored with over the last year or two, and doing a good job at that level. He's a 23-year-old right-handed hitting catcher from San Jose de Ocoa of the Dominican Republic. Nats signed him at the age of 18. And last year, he was the best defensive catcher in the Carolina League. ball hammered up the middle. Howie Kendrick is on for the second time. Walked in the second after a first inning ground ball. And the Nats, who, as I mentioned, haven't had double-digit hits in 10 games, on their way with number 7.
Fastball up. Coming right at you in your living room. Make a play.
Wilmer Defoe's been on twice. He has scored 2 runs.
There's a lot of fancier trades at the deadline, but I think that might be the best one. Nats getting Howie Kendrick.
Just keeps rolling. He's over 320 for the Nats now.
That's why you can't say a trade is good or bad on the day of the trade.
I know. I'm amused every year. Who were the winners? Who were the losers at the trading deadline?
You don't know.
It's like, hey, let's check in September or the end of September.
Sometimes it's a year or two later.
Yeah. Right side, speared by Reyes to his left. To second base, Kendrick on the second out. So Jose Reyes has played short, third, and second for the Mets this year. Two outs, Anthony Rendon. I don't know if anybody wrote a column in 1987 that said the Tigers got the better of that deal with Atlanta for John Smoltz, but years later, and the Tigers made the playoffs that year. Doyle Alexander helped them get in. Jeff Bagwell for Larry Anderson. Red Sox to Houston.
Expos fans were ticked off that they traded Delino DeShields to the Dodgers. Some young kid, Ramon Martinez's little brother, Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro.
What are we doing? We're unloading everybody, and who is this guy? He's 5'9" and he weighs 145 pounds.
Hall of Famer. In fact, all 3 guys we just mentioned were in the Hall of Fame with those kind of deals. Bagwell went in this year and had all kinds of cool memorabilia and pictures around the press box area in Houston for Jeff Bagwell. 2-0.
And the reason they could do that trade is because the Expos scouts, you remember the team, the Miami Miracle? They were in the Florida State League in A-ball, and they had no affiliation. They were an independent team. They didn't have a big league team. And the Expos scouts went down there and saw a kid named Mike Lansing. They could actually draft players, this team, from colleges and high schools and put them on this team with no major league affiliation. So because they scouted Mike Lansing, DeShields was expendable, and they got Pedro Martinez.
How about that? Anthony Rendon, left center. The Nats get that run back, and they lead by 5 again. Anthony Rendon, 2 for 3 today. 5 for 10 career against Gesellman, and he's 1 RBI short of 80.
Mercedes will show you the slider, maybe at 88. Simple swing, man, he can hit. Makes it look easy, doesn't he? Clutch 2-out knock from Tony Two-Bag, single this time. So Howie Kendrick, single advanced on the 4-3 by DIFO, and Anthony Rendon comes up big, and he likes playing against the Mets. Look at that.
Yeah, had one pretty nice day against them, if I recall.
It's pretty good.
And with that hit, speaking as we did earlier of runners in scoring position, that puts Anthony Rendon well up over 360 this year. Murphy, Rendon, and Harper have been the Nats in the top 10 in that category all year. And now a hot shot off the bat of Adam Lind, who's 2 for 3. Nothing cheap about any of these hits. 2 on, 1 out. Matt Wieters is next. Activity in the Mets bullpen.
Coming right at you in your living room, heads up. Make the play. Dive for it on your couch. You can hit. Everybody can hit. Offense is cool.
Got a couple of bears throwing in the left field bullpen right now. Wieters 0 for 2.
You see in Tampa the other day, they had a camera up in the rafters, and Steven Souza Jr. hit a home run. And it was like right over home plate, and the home run looked like it was coming right at you. It was one of the coolest shots I've ever seen.
Josh Smoker is the brown bear. Jason Bradford is the black bear. Smoker, a former Nats farmhand. Matt Wieters will pop this one up for Kevin Plawecki. 2 down. +1. We're going to the 5th. So Gio made the first out, and the top of the order takes care of some business. The Nats by 5. Nats fans, a lot of offense to cheer about today. Brandon Nimmo leads off for the Mets in the top of the 5th. The bullpens have been busy. It looks like Robert Gesellman's done for the day. Pinch hitter waiting. And the count 2-0. Nimmo struck out swinging first time. That's Gavin Cecchini. And this one headed towards second for Sanchez. Gio racking up some ground ball outs and infield outs lately. And a moment in history brought to you by Volkswagen. 1939 on this date, the first televised baseball game. NBC would do it. It was the Reds and the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field on a station called W2XBS, which would become WNBC TV. They had 2 cameras that day total. We have, what, 8 of them just in center field, and we use 16 cameras for our games here on Masson. Red Barber, the great redhead who was a Dodgers announcer when Jackie Robinson broke in, did the play-by-play on that game.
And Johnny Holiday did the Coons.com sideline report.
We're so proud that Tom Ward was one of those camera guys. 1939. And that first broadcast was considered quite a success. The nation was excited about it, and more would come. And now television, such a crucial part of Major League Baseball's revenue stream, with rights fees giving these players salaries before this age some of the old timers could only dream of. I was looking up a couple of weeks ago, just got curious what some of the best players in the game made in their entire careers. Willie Mays made a couple of $1 million. Bob Gibson made $1.3 million in his career. Some pitchers make more than that in a month now. It's just unbelievable, and TV's been a big part of that. But as always, the success at the gate and the fans coming through the turnstiles, a true measure of success financially for ball clubs as well.
Did they have StatCast on that broadcast?
They didn't have stats. They had balls and strikes, and Jose Reyes isn't real happy about that strike. Gio is through 5. What do you think?
Strike?
That's only his second K of the day. Time for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. So Chris Davis, 2 against the Rangers on Friday, and Chris Davis is second behind Aaron Judge by 1 in homers. Yonder Alonso, only the 3rd lefty to ever hit one against the hard-throwing Aroldis Chapman, and the Red Sox pitching staff getting hammered. So's their defense. 29 runs, 10 unearned in the last 2 games. Orioles had 5 in the second against them today. So a bit of a rough ride for the first place Red Sox, who are right now only 4 back of the Yankees, who won their game this afternoon. This is 28-year-old Chasen Bradford, rookie, 16th appearance for the Mets, a 2.84 ERA, 13 hits in 19 innings, 17 strikeouts, and 7 walks. So the other Bear still in the bullpen. Brown Bear, Josh Smoker. Black Bear in there. Only 3 Nats have faced him. Michael A. Taylor, first time. He's hit the ball hard 3 times today. 1 hopper to the shortstop. 1 pitch, 1 out, bottom 5.
What's more dangerous?
I don't want to find out.
Which one's it, which one do you run from?
Nats pass returns for the final month of the season. offering fans all September home games. There's 13 of them for just $65. How about that deal? Phillies, Braves, Dodgers, Pirates in town, standing room areas at Nationals Park for a low price. Nationals.com/NatsPass.
Bradford, 2 pitches mainly, fastball, slider. Fastball 70% of the time at 90.
So on an unusual afternoon for Robert Gsellman, 6 runs, 2 earned in 4 innings. Done for the day. Stevenson, a walk, and a comebacker to the mound. 0 for 2, Sanchez the hitter. Kind of an unusual day for the starters. A combined 3 strikeouts, 2 for Gio, 1 for Gsellman. Letter high, strike 1.
I think next year they give us explanations on the nicknames, on why they went with them.
Be nice.
Nissan on the pitch cast, show you a high strike. Because the only thing I can come up with right now is the black bear has no shoulder hump, and the grizzly bear, which is the brown bear, has a shoulder hump, and that's how you tell the difference other than the color.
Yeah, Jason Bradford, the black bear. That's the nickname of the baseball team up at the University of Maine.
All right.
But he's from Vegas and went to Central Florida.
Makes sense.
1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Adrian Sanchez now hitting over 280, 286 to be exact. 24th big league game. He'll see that one and take it 3-2.
A couple guys on this ball club that you might not really thought of early in the season have established themselves as major league players, and you're looking at one of them. You know, you get to call up and you get an opportunity because of injury and take advantage of it. You know, other teams want guys that play on a first place team. So whether it's here or somewhere else, I mean, your value is high because you're playing for a championship ball club.
Swing and a miss. Looked like some late drop to that one. Yeah, WILMER DIFO's value has skyrocketed. He's had a good day. So have the Nats. 6-1 after 5. For absolutely the best. Gio, 80 pitches, 49 strikes through 5. Poised to go 7 again. So lowest ERA at home among lefties. Gio putting a lot of other really good pitchers in a category all their own because he stands alone under and well under 2 runs a game. Very impressive.
You know, we talked about it at the outset today when we came on about how he should be right in the middle of the Cy Young conversation. And I don't think a lot of people are even mentioning that. They're just saying, oh, Gio's having a good year.
Yeah, ask some hitters trying to center the ball on him.
Well, I mean, the numbers bear it out. And when you look at his record right now, it could very easily be 16-5, 15-5, and he could be going for 20 wins. He still could possibly get to 20 wins. It would have to be, you know, an epic run. He's probably got, what, 8 or 9 starts left and have to win every single one of them. But with Clayton Kershaw on the shelf, Max, I think, is still the front runner. But Gio definitely needs some consideration, some talk about, you know, being up there in the Cy Young.
As Jubal Cabrera, a walk and a pop-up today. Out to center, hit pretty well, but here comes Taylor. Nice calm read coming in. 2 down. We all knew Michael A was very good out there. He's taken that up another notch this year. Mets box score. Base hit by Flores in the first. They put hits together with 2 outs in the third. The Reyes double, the Lagares base hit. For their only run today, Flores hit last 4th inning, actually wiped out on a double play ball. So Gio looking to get Wilmer, who's 2 for 2 against him today, after going 2 for 20 against him career. And Flores lashes one deep to left, and that is into the bullpen. Wilmer Flores at a career high 16 home runs. That ball got out of here in an instant. So for the 3rd time, he's hit 16 in a season.
We got fastball up and away, and Wilmer went out and hooked it out of here. I think Wieters wanted this down in. Watch where the pitch is. Up and away, and he pulls an outside fastball into his own bullpen to make it a 4-run game, excuse me.
Oh, 1 to Rosario, and then Gio working quickly gets the inside edge on that. '17th home run given up by Gio Gonzalez this year in 168 innings. Jammed him. Fly ball to right. Stevenson. Things happening quickly when Gio pitches these days. 2-out homer by Flores. Nats still lead by 4. starting lineup action figure Tuesday, presented by SAIC. Have to be one of the first 25,000 to get here between the Nats and the Marlins. It's a classic collectible Harper action figure. Log on to nationals.com and check it out, and to get your tickets. Good to see Joe Ross. From that dugout, they've seen a lot of offense today. 4 unearned runs on 3 hits in the first inning and an error. 2 RBI day by Adam Lind. So Rendon, Lind, Taylor, 2 hit days. The Nats 1 hit away from making it to double-digit hits for the first time in their last 11 games. Gio 0 for 2, ground ball to third, fly ball to right. Last inning, 10 pitches, 6 strikes for the reliever, Chasen Bradford. Big breaking ball for the strikeout, his second. He's retired 4 straight.
The feeling this one's going hard somewhere.
Rocket to center last time. Target in.
I don't think you get to appreciate how good Howie Kendrick is when you see him, you know, as a visiting player 3 or 4 times, or maybe 6 times a year. And you know he can hit, but you just don't know how well he can hit until you get to see him every day.
Body started, bat stayed back. So many years with the Angels, we just didn't get to see him much with the Halos from 06 through 14. Then we got a dose of him with the Dodgers for 2 seasons. Hitting .340 for the Phillies at the time the deal was made. A couple of injuries with the Phils this year, a right abdominal early, then a hamstring. Traded to the Nats on July 28th, and he's been great. Breaking ball, stays alive.
And what you definitely don't know as a visiting player is what a nice guy he is on top of all that. You know, getting to be around him now on a daily basis. Really, really good dude.
In the air. Reyes out. Tyrone in. And the rookie outfielder takes charge, 2 down.
Yeah, he didn't have time to get a nickname, so they just put his name on the back of his jersey.
Wilmer Difo with a base hit today, has hit safely in 17 of his last 20 ball games. This one in the air to left and tailing away, out of play.
The only awkward part about this player's weekend thing is it's hard to give yourself a nickname. So say you don't have one, then now I'm supposed to give myself a nickname, and maybe that's Ol Hen is coaching third. Just saw that for the first time. It should have been Send Him.
Yeah.
Or Send Lee.
And right near the bag, easy play, Wilmer Flores. The Nats gone in the 6th. It's a lot of offense early. Things have quieted down. Hey, that's okay when you're up by 4. 9 outs to get.
Of the 7th inning, and we're going to show you some Gio Gonzalez highlights right now, what he's done so far today. So 6 innings in the books, a couple of strikeouts, couple of earned runs, 5 hits for the Mets. Got the line out double play, that was huge. He's been getting ground balls all day long, and then got the strike 3 call on Jose Reyes. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
So here's Gio having gone 6 for the 22nd time, trying to make it double digits on 7 innings. Plawecki pop up to short, hit by a pitch. Off-speed pitch that nicked him back in the 4th. And a 1-0. Up the middle. Scoots on through.
That's going to be a phone call. 100%. Mike Maddox backing down the stairs as we speak. You're going to run it by Dusty. What do you think? 121 pitches last time, Skipper. What do you think? Should we get somebody up? Yeah, I think he's going to the horn.
And Dan Farova, the Nats bullpen coach, sensing that.
Hello.
Travis Tyrone. Up there, Hacken trying to make it a 6-4 game. He's hit 2 grounders in his big league debut, both to WILMER DIFO.
Brandon Kinsler running down there. Looked like Matt Albers took his jacket off. Matt Grace as well. Maybe Mike said get Matt up. Okay. Matt Albers getting loose.
Good eye by Tyrone. 1-2.
See a couple balls to shortstop already. Gio would love a third.
Just a little bit early for that.
Everything down, trying to get that ground ball.
Pitch number 99.
Well, we told you that curveball is a ground ball 71% of the time, pretty much 70.9%. So hard to get underneath when it's moving straight down.
Gio had a long first inning today, 21. He was at 55 pitches after 3. Then he went 15, 10, and 10 to get to this point. And he finally gets a fair ball. Pop up right side. Sanchez out. He will take it. Not an easy play for the second baseman. Number 8 man, Brandon Nimmo, comes out.
So I got this the 23rd start where Gio's thrown 100 pitches or more. There's only been 1, 2, 3 starts this year where he hasn't thrown 100, and that was 90, 96, and 91 pitches in those starts.
Wow.
Been a horse.
On deck, Travis d'Arnaud. Ground ball, right side. Sanchez takes a hit away. Great range to his left, able to make the play to Lind. 2 down.
And don't forget, Brandon Nimmo can run. So Sanchez knew he had to be quick once he dove for this. Watch the angle he takes toward the bullpen, and then the spin move and the strong, accurate throw. Watch this play by Adrian Sanchez from his knees, spinning, and he hits Adam Lind right in the chest with a bullet to get the speedy Nimmo. Beautiful play. And that's going to do it for Gio. Dusty Baker out, and let's listen to the crowd. They love the lefty.
presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. It's a water taxi that comes up from Old Town, right?
Yeah, a 20-minute ride. I gotta show you Gio going off the field. This is a great moment. I mean, it's not like he was flirting with a no-hitter like he has before. And the tip of the cap to the home crowd, and that's a body of work ovation for fans that have appreciated what Gio's done all season long. That was cool.
Matt Albers got the win Thursday night in Houston with a scoreless 10th. Sammy Solis right after that got his first big league save. So Matt against Travis d'Arnaud for the first time. I mean, look at the numbers. He's been so consistent, so effective all year.
Well, that's Gio's run out there, and Matt Albers is going to do everything to keep this a 6-2 game first of all, and keep that run from scoring on Gio's resume.
D'Arnaud's been a good pinch hitter. 4 for 11, 3 RBIs this year. 10 and 38 homers and runs batted in total.
It's a good pitch. Nissan. I think it's Nissan going to show you a strike here.
Yeah, almost the entire baseball in the box. And a chopper that WILMER DIFO is charging on the run. Took an extra step and guns it right on line. So Gio gives up 2 runs today. Anthony Rendon is our Mazda duo. What a day. Double and a run, single and an RBI. Rendon, Lyndon WIETERS after the 7th inning stretch.
With it, and one of the sweetest swings in all of baseball, and show you why he's so good at what he does. Watch his hands where they start. He's going to press them back just a little bit. After he gets his foot down, then he's going to fire. So watch his foot right now. It's down early. And his hand's right there. Stop it. So now the baseball's going to be right here. Look at how far he has to go to get to the ball. His hands are almost in the strike zone. So the foot down early. The head is perfectly still. It's not moving anywhere. And then here come the hands after. So there's not a long way to go. And his hands are so fast. His A to B, and A is where when he presses his hands back and they stop. B is where contact is. The distance between the two is not that far. Most guys, it's a long ways. So he's able to let the ball travel deeper than most because his hands are in the strike zone, number one. His foot down early, number two. And B, or number three, he's got such a short distance to make contact. I mean, he's blessed. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can't teach in there. But to break it down and watch it from a guy that couldn't hit to a guy, to me, is one of the best hitters in baseball. It's just amazing. And I don't think he gets enough credit for being one of the best hitters in baseball.
A lot of that has to do with the ball club that he's on and the power pack lineup he is in. But I think people who really know the game, FP, I know when we go on the road, he's always one of the first guys. Other broadcasters will ask us about what, you know, how good is this guy? What makes him what he is? I
mean, coaches too, and I talk to, you know, the visiting coaches all the time and the other team. And, you know, they all know about Bryce and Murph and Zim and, you know, Trey Turner and Jason Worth. But when I start talking about the Nats season, they all grab me and say, you know, I like your third baseman.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, coaches have been around the game a long time. And I think the consensus is that he's extremely underrated and he needs to start being rated.
He'll lead off here in the seventh. Former Nats draft pick Josh Smoker. Nats took him in the first round. 31st player overall taken back in '07 out of Calhoun High School in Georgia. Took him a while to get to the big leagues, in fact, till last year when he pitched in 20 games for the Mets, and this year it'll be number 37 for him.
Smoker fastball 94.5 on average, slider and split as the out pitch.
Rendon 1 for 1 against him. So Josh Smoker's been sticking to it. Nats drafted him 11 years ago. There's your black bear ant. I mean, brown bear, pardon me. Seemingly a mismatch, but
that ant's short for Anthony.
You know, I mean, the elephant and the flea. How did that work out?
I don't know how to work out.
Or the elephant and the mouse, something small.
Yeah, kids, sit down, let Uncle Bob tell you that story about the elephant and the flea.
Then there's David and Goliath and many other stories we could tell.
Got all kinds of bears.
Now, if they get Kyle Bearclaw into this bullpen, that'll really be something.
You know, if you're sitting at home saying, well, that, you know, hey, that was cool watching Anthony swing. Why doesn't everybody do that? Because everybody can't. No. Not everybody's blessed with the quick hands, the wrists, the forearm strength, and the quick bat that he has to be able to pull off that approach. And on top of that, the relaxation too. I mean, if you're tense up there and you're gripping sawdust out of the bat handle, you can't have that whip that Anthony has.
Eighth inning man, Brandon Kinsler. Matt Albers came on to get a big out. And Smoker got in on Anthony's hands there. Jose Reyes will handle the pop-up. Bottom of the seventh underway. What a day for Adam Lind. When he made an out in the first inning, he still drove in a run. 2 singles, 1 for another RBI. Since then, his RBI total at 45. So that's 45 RBIs in 213 at-bats. Project that out over a whole season. Impressive.
790 RBIs.
Close.
Yeah, right.
Pretty good hook. Josh Smoker always had a great arm. It's taken him a while to figure it out, and he's got his first 2 men here in the 7th inning with Matt Wieters next. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
Chain would have been a good nickname on his back.
Matt Wieters, right-handed, 255.
A lot of P-Nats fans tweeting pictures about Jason Worth and Trey Turner down there. They took batting practice at Nats Park today with the ball club, and then got in their cars and drove to the ballpark down there.
Nats have not had a hit since the 4th. A lot of offense early, and now 6 outs to get in a 6-2 game. Four innings. Pitching's been solid. Brandon Kintzler is on the way. As we get ready for the 8th inning against the Mets, Anthony Rendon, a nice day. Michael A. Taylor. Defense, then offense. And Gio not on that panel, but his pitching kind of leads the way. And now this is 14 of the last 16 games. Our starter has gone at least 6 innings.
Yeah, every 5 days it seems like Gio's playing catch with Matt Wieters. It was like that again today, and now the bullpen doing their thing. Matt Alber's in. Brandon Kintzler's on for the Nats in the 8th inning. So Dusty going back to the Kintzler in the 8th thing. But you see what happens when the ball club gets a little sleep. They were beat up yesterday. Better effort today and trying to close this thing out.
So the Nats' 8th inning guy, Brandon Kintzler, looking to get 3 of the remaining 6 outs. And Dusty had some thoughts on that yesterday. He said he was basing it on matchups. Carlos Beltran was 5 for 5 career against Sean Doolittle. Beltran was due up in that 8th inning and went by some numbers. And then I saw some other thoughts that people had, that it's not like Brandon Kintzler got knocked all over the ballpark. He threw a couple of grounders, and sometimes they get in between infielders and they turn into base hits. So that's several days ago, and now is now. And the Nats are trying to nail down their 77th win of the year.
I just think, you know, and I'm not criticizing Dusty. He's got all the data down there, and, you know, he's one of the best in the business for a reason. But I think you open up a can of worms if you do that, because now as a reliever, I'm down there in the bullpen thinking, well, who's coming up in the 8th? Who's coming up in the 9th? Do I have the 8th today? Do you have the 9th? Let's look at the lineup. Is it my turn to get ready right now? Is it you? And then now you don't know, and you're thinking, and you don't know when you can do your routine. If you say this guy's the 8th and this guy's the 9th, now I know when to get loose. I have my routine. I don't care who's coming up. I know what my role is, and I succeed in that role. But if that would have worked and you start playing that matchup game, and there's a lot of people, a lot of analytics people that are all about the closer in this inning, that's hard for a player to deal with, not being in the same routine and not knowing if I'm the 8th inning guy or the 9th inning guy, and you have to start paying attention to the lineup and who's coming up. That could be a lot to think about down there other than just getting loose and throwing strikes.
Up the middle, a little bit to the right of it, and Jose Reyes has a 2 for 4 day. Reyes with that base hit, his first in 5 at-bats against Brandon Kintzler. Juan Lagares is 0 for 3 against him. Strike call. Fastball low in the zone. Trying to bunt for a hit, and instead it's a pop-up. Matt WIETERS. Then he throws to first to try to get a double play. One of the most athletic moves of the year by that big catcher.
And big catcher's the key. It's hard to get out of that crouch, get up and make that play. But Matt WIETERS been moving around a lot better lately. We noted his hustle in Houston that won the Nats a ball game. And look at this. Throw the mask, sell out, sliding catch. And the throw to first after was priceless. Watch. Like a cat.
Just in case.
Did you see him raise his eyebrows after the throw? Like, wow, hey, maybe I'll catch you sleeping over there, big boy. That was great.
And Cabrera hits one high in the air to left center. Howie Kendrick going back, and it's off the wall and off of Howie. Heading for third is Reyes. Glenn Sherlock will hold him, and now the Mets have 2 on with 1 out, and they're not going quietly, are they? That ball almost left the yard.
The best part about that play is Howie Kendrick's okay. 300th career double for Asdrubal. It's a big number. Hard to hit a ball in the air off Brandon Kintzler, but Cabrera thought he had it. Did you see that pose there? Pretty good effort by Howie. Ran out of room. Oh, just missed it. I didn't see that initially. Good backup by Michael A. Taylor, keeping that runner Reyes at third. It was a lot closer to that than we thought. At least I thought. Crossed up.
Wilmer Flores 0 for 3 career against Kinsler. Lost the bat at the end of the swing on a slider. One-two with one out. Right field. Long way to go for Stevenson, and the ball is fair. 2 runs will score. 6-4 here in the 8th.
Well, this is the hardest we've seen Brandon Kinsler get hit so far, and they're doing it in the air. You know, you said last time in Houston, there's some ground balls found some holes, but these balls have been hit. That was close. Did you see the replay? That looked like it hit on the foul side of the chalk line. There's a divot. It did hit the white. Are they going to look at that?
What do you want to do, says Bill Welke to the Nats dugout. Yeah, if you look at the mark that we had, probably most of the ball was foul, but it looked like it got part of the line. And so here we go with the Nats challenging.
Yeah, watching that replay the second time, it looked like it barely hit the line, if it hit the line at all, but it was definitely on the foul side line. What do you got right here? I saw a lot of dirt, like red dirt. I don't know. Do you have a shot of the line right now on and the mark the ball left? That could be a clue. Yeah, it got white.
Yeah, that's from the corner back toward home plate. And the Nats challenge fails. Flores at second, 1 out for Ahmed Rosario. Nationals led 6-1. Now it's 6-4 with a runner in scoring position. No activity as far as throwing in the Nationals bullpen. Two and 0. This one in the air, playable. Sanchez out, Stevenson in. Andrews got it for the second out. Tomorrow, final home game of the season for the Potomac Nationals. Peanuts auction off their military appreciation jerseys and get a team photo. First 500 kids get a Victor Robles lunchbox, and we want you to head to PotomacNationals.com. Whole lot of things going on tomorrow. Peanuts will close it out at home. Kevin Plawecki, 1 for 2, hit by a pitch. Outside edge, good fastball.
This is a big game for Gio personally. Obviously the ball club comes first, but
no 2 here.
If he has any notions at a 20-win season, he's going to have to run the table. Could happen.
One-two pitch. And ball skipping, and WIETERS picks it cleanly. Oliver Perez. Up the middle. Here comes Taylor. Here comes FLORES, and they'll hold him. So Michael A. Taylor, a one-hopper right on target, and Glenn Sherlock holding the runner. Tying runs are aboard.
That's such a dangerous play for a center fielder because, you know, if they do send them and you throw high there, the tie-in run gets to second base. So as that play is developing, I'm thinking to myself, just keep it down, and who cares if NIMMO scores.
A rare inning indeed here for Kinsler, giving up 4 hits.
Or FLORES, check that. And then the batter gets to second base.
Here's the rookie Travis TAIJERON. 0 for 3, 2 grounders, a pop-up. Busted bat, look out. Barrel went by the pitcher. DIFO makes a good play to end the top of the 8th inning. A lot going on. Concentration on the infield, and WILMER DIFO makes one of his better plays.
Watch the bat, it almost hits Brandon Kinsler. A lot closer than it looked right there. He ducked out of the way. job of getting out of that jam. Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this year. Lexus, experience amazing.
Jeurys Familia just off the DL. 27-year-old who, over a 2-year period in 15 and 16, he was an all-star last year, had 94 saves. This year, just 11 ball games, 9 innings, 10 strikeouts, 8 walks.
Yeah, there was a time when this guy was basically unhittable. I remember him throwing a 97-mile-an-hour split to Bryce Harper. So the fastball averaging 96.7, the split averaging 95, and the slider 87.
Sean Doolittle for the 9th. Nats would love an add-on or 2 here. Taylor, Stevenson, Sanchez. Familia has a 1.76 ERA in 30 games career against the Nats.
Michael A. didn't like that call. He thought it was down.
Taylor, 5 strikeouts, 0 for 9 career against this righty. And he's going to get himself with a broken bat a 3-hit day.
I like to see Michael A. Taylor talking to umpires and questioning calls. That means you have a lot of confidence now, and you're telling the ump, hey, I know the strike zone. I didn't like that call. Bat TAIJERON. Leadoff single here in the 8th. See if he decides to steal on Familia here.
First base hit for the Nats since Adam Lynn back in the 4th. Michael A. getting his gear in order there. First base, little stoppage in play. Stevenson 0 for 2 with a walk. Got good speed at first, better than good speed, great speed, and the batter's box pretty quick as well. Speaking of getting your gear ready, number 9 spot is 2 away behind Sanchez, who's on deck.
Huge lead by Mike.
There he goes. Looks like a good jump. It's a good throw, but it's high. No contest. Taylor, his 11th. And Mikey T is having a big afternoon.
I mean, his throw in the first inning got the crowd into the game. You saw the huge lead and the great jump. So his 11th stolen base. And like you said, having a big day.
Now let's see what the rookie can do to at least advance him. When you know Murphy's coming up in the number 9 spot after Sanchez, you want to move him. That'll get it done. They'll have to make a good play to get him, and they do, with Asdrubal Cabrera handling the bunt beautifully at third base.
Nice bunt. Get a nice ovation from the fans behind the first base dugout. Some high fives from his teammate. Nicely done. Trying to get that run right back, or one of those runs right back.
So it's Sanchez right on right here, and then Murphy. Well done by the rookie Steve-O. Nice day for Adrian. 2-run single. Infield in. Crucial run for the Nats to get back up by 3. Oh my goodness. He had nowhere to go. And Sanchez taken down by a 96 fastball. Paul Lessard out there in a hurry. Paul Lessard holding his right rib cage. Dusty over.
I mean, it got him square in the chest. On the N in Nationals, and not the first N, the second one. It's right by his heart. He's talking.
Yeah, able to speak with his trainer and manager. Stadium fell totally silent, and now cheering.
He's looking for the mark. There's the mark. Does he get first base? It looked to me like he attempted to bunt that. And I don't know. I think that's a strike, as sad as that sounds with what he just had to go through. But I think he still has to hit. Here it is. Watch the N in Nationals. That's where it gets him right in the chest. Oh. Is he going to stay in this game?
Yeah, he's going to go back and get his bat because he's behind in the count, incredibly, 0-1. Some of the crowd wondering why he's going back to the batter's box.
Yeah, the swing supersedes getting hit by a pitch. Even though it wasn't a swing, he attempted at the bunt. So that supersedes getting hit in the chest. So that's a strike. As tough as that is, that's a strike. Can he swing even?
0-1, infield in, and amazingly Sanchez still batting. Fired off the swing. Looks okay. 0-2.
Did it knock the wind out of him maybe?
I mean, just to stand in there, take a 97 fastball for ball one that wasn't that far from your body.
It's got me feeling my chest now to see what's there.
One-two the count with one out. Upstairs, ball two. Look at this! Seven to 4 Nationals. A more than courageous at bat by Adrian Sanchez. And he has 3 RBIs today, and everybody in this ballpark's loving him right now.
That's one of the coolest things I've seen all year. I mean, he gets drilled with 96 of the chest, lays at home plate, and you're hoping he's just okay, period. Like in everyday life, not in baseball life. He gets up, dusts himself off, and gets a base hit and an RBI off of one of the nastiest guys, and he's showing WILMER FLORES at first. Unbelievable.
Here's Murphy.
El Chamo means tough.
2 for 3 career against Familia.
He's still holding his chest over there. Look at that. I hope he's okay. And just because he got up and got a knock doesn't mean he's okay. He's still looking.
Want to know to Murphy.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what I just saw. That's incredible.
Murphy gets around early.
Yeah, that's going to do it. He's still hurting at first base. I'm watching him taking his secondary leads.
It's like Edwin Jackson coming out to run for him. Here comes another ovation.
You talk about street cred with your teammates. Wow.
Count to Daniel Murphy is 2-1. Murphy's driven in 34 runs against the Mets in 32 games over the last 2 years. 0 for 4 last night. Got the day off today until now. Murphy, pinch hitting, takes the walk. Top of the order, Howie Kendrick.
Watching Edwin out at second base. He's still stretching out. He's always got his cleats on. He's ready for action every single game, even when he's not pitching.
Good hack by Howie Kendrick, who's 1 for 3 career against Jeurys Familia.
Miss with the slider, sit on the eater. Sometimes I can't tell the split between his fastball. That had some action late, but it was 96. They're both about the same speed. The fastball has some run to it. The split goes straight down. That one looked like it went straight down.
On the DL, May 11th, an arterial clot in his right shoulder, sidelining Familia for most of the season. And a 1-2 pitch with 1 out. Howie Kendrick takes it in. Kendrick up the middle. Here comes Edwin. No throw. The Nats lead 8-4. Howie Kendrick, a 2-hit day and on base 3 times.
Nice answer. So the Mets scored 2 in the top of the 8th, and the Nats bounced right back with 2 in the bottom of the 8th. And Howie Kendrick once again, ladies and gentlemen, and watch Edwin Jackson boogie. Second hit of the day for Howie. 2 for 4 with a walk, and he's showing Davey Lopes what he saw.
Oliver Perez has popped up and now throwing alongside Sean Doolittle in the bullpen, and Doolittle may have just taken a seat. So best record against division opponents since the start of the Nats' first championship season. Total domination of the Mets. Mets like the Phillies, but they don't like playing this ball club. DIFO, 1 for 4, a hit, 2 runs scored. Doolittle in the background as Oliver Perez is heating things up. Another base hit. Here comes Murphy around third. Tyrone's throw cut off. It's 9-4. Kendrick to third on DIFO's 18th RBI.
WILMER's second hit of the day. Reached on an error his first time, base hit his second time up, and now a knock here in the bottom of the 8th. Nice swing, line moving, same seats.
Seventh man to bat in the inning is Anthony Rendon. 1 for 9 career with a couple of walks and an RBI against Familia. First and third, 1 out still. Runner going at first. And WILMER DIFO is 8 out of 9 this year.
Kind of set the tone today, didn't he?
The speed got him first base in the first.
The speed getting to first, the wild pitch that he scored on in the first. Or maybe Michael Taylor's throw from center field set the tone, but you know, WILMER offensively today, it's been the energizer.
1-0 to Rendon now. Mets infield still in, and Anthony Rendon will pop it up right side. WILMER FLORES for the second out. So one more at bat for Adam Lind, who's 1 for 2 career against Familia, and they're going to walk him before he even gets anywhere near home plate. And it'll be Matt WIETERS with the bases loaded. WIETERS against Familia, 1 for 2.
Have we seen the winning run on third? The walk-off run on third in a manager walk 2 guys at once? I'd love to see that. Just you and you go.
Been a while.
Don't take cuts, but you go first. I mean, just walk 2 guys at once. You know, load the bases to get to the hitter you want to get to. Because the runner on second, runner on first mean nothing. Just walk 2 guys at once. I want to see it like in tandem.
I think Terry Collins is a guy who would do that in the right situation. In this case, the Nats way on top. They busted it open. What a big answer this inning has been.
And could the first guy that was walked, Carp, just go straight cruising by the mound out to second to save time, and then the second guy go to first? Or do you have to go?
I think you have to go.
Why?
I don't know why. But
I mean, if they're trying to speed the game up, just cruise straight past the pitcher out to second.
Sean Doolittle pondering a save opportunity maybe tomorrow. Lind high in the air, out of play left side. Pardon me, WIETERS with Lind having been walked.
Yeah, this is one, if you're Matt WIETERS, you take personally. All right, you want me? Let's do this.
The middle, and he hit it so hard it carries to Juan Lagares. 9 Nationals bat, 3 score, and it's 9-4 into the 9th.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And that's one of the most scariest moments we've seen in a long time here at Nats Park. But he would get up, go back to the batter's box because he attempted a bunt there, and that supersedes getting drilled in the chest, and then he goes base hit, RBI. Street cred for days in the clubhouse with your teammates. Adrian Sanchez, you are one tough hombre.
So here we go to the top of the 9th inning. Oliver Perez will get the assignment as it's gone way beyond a save situation. Matt Reynolds is on deck to pinch hit in the number 9 spot. So here's Oliver, normally a situational guy, and getting an entire inning of assignment here.
El Matador, fastball slider. Fastball 93, slider 80.
Brandon Nimmo, 1-for-1 career against the former Met. And there's another one now playing second base. Wilmer Difo remains at shortstop, and Murphy replaces Sanchez at second.
We need a strike for the music. Here we go.
Brilliant.
Sweet. Love it. I told him to keep doing it if they foul him off. Let's see.
It's fair. It's playable. It's Taylor. 1 out. Johnny Holiday, Dan Kolko straight ahead. Nats Extra Post Game Show presented by WB Mason. This one's over. Matt Reynolds, 0-for-2 career against Oliver Perez. Nationals trying to win their 10th game of the year against the Mets. That ball's driven deep, right center. Taylor going back off the scoreboard, hits him. Stevenson picks it up, and Matt Reynolds will end up at third base. Hit that ball a ton the other way, and he doesn't have a double this year, but he has 2 triples.
I'm trying to see where that ball hit up on the scoreboard. Maybe about halfway up.
Jose Reyes has had a good day. 2 for 4. Swinging out of his shoes on that one.
A big slider right here from Molly. The rotation on that started in the left-hander's box and ended up inside.
Foul tip. Wieters grabbing it. 2-2.
'95. I think I've seen Reyes with 2 strikes a lot, and he gets into swing mode. You trust your catcher to block one here. You might get him if you bounce a slider. We'll see what they decide.
Tried to bolt the fastball to the inside edge. It was close.
Good battle going on here.
This one playable. Adam Lind, 2 down. Jose Reyes now 0 for 8 career against Oliver Perez. And the Mets have Juan Lagares in there. 36,761. One of the biggest crowds of the year. Curveball up. Curveball in there. Nationals an out away from their 77th win. Curveball, game over. Nationals draw even in the series with a decisive 9-4 win over the Mets, and Gio Gonzalez is 13-5. All-around team win today. The heart of Sanchez, the brilliance of Taylor, and the winning pitching of Gio.